Joining me now on the Daily Ledger Page 5 beat from Nashville, Tennessee, economic analyst, hedge fund manager, and contributor to Forbes and other major business publications, Thomas Landstreet. Tom, cost of illegal immigration, the conservative estimate is somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 billion. That's to U.S. taxpayers, $300 billion every year. And shutting down the border, that's been tossed around out there. That's just simply not an option to shut down the border because of commerce. Because there are millions and millions of Americans and Mexicans who rely on the free flow of a functioning border. And by the way, that's not where the problem is. The problem is where the border is not.
You're right about that, Graham. I mean, free traders have to rely on porous borders to move goods and services freely. And for a competitive world and for a progressive economy, you've got to have the free flow of goods and services and people in many cases. I'm fairly pro-immigration, but this is a political crisis. George Bush W. tried to solve this, as you may remember, and the Democrats were foursquare against it. Remember the unions when they had solid the Democrats, when they had solid union support, were totally against letting immigrants in here. You know that. They were for a wall back when the unions were more powerful. Now they think they can get an incremental voter, so they're against it.
Yep.
We do need a reliable system for allowing productive workers in and out and goods to flow, as you said.
Well, legally. We don't want the illegal modifier. We want legal flow of goods and humanity. What's going on? The president has been, of course, trying to get American car manufacturers to manufacture their cars in the United States and not in Mexico and other countries. Meantime, General Motors in the United States is having some trouble talking about layoffs.
Well, by the way, I think a company should be able to choose where they manufacture their products. So I'm not really, protectionist in that way. But remember also, GM has some of the highest labor costs because of the auto workers unions. So to the extent that they've been chased off of our shores, it's not our government. It's their own unionized workforce that has made it cheaper to do business elsewhere. I'm never going to intervene in a company managing its costs, honestly. So, that's my view of that.
Two Democrats are apparently smarter than all of Wall Street, Tom. Two Democrats are doing, I say, what Stalin would do in terms of stock buybacks.
Yeah, well, that's another interesting irony. When you look around the world, Graham, and you look at what the Democrats are proposing in the United States, some of the most socialist countries on earth have actually moved away from the ideas that are now being promulgated by the likes of Chuck Schumer and his fellow Democrats, including forcing companies to allocate their profits one way or another. If you really want to help the worker, get rid of the minimum wage. That way they don't have hurdles to hiring people and training people, And then you look at France, they got rid of their wealth tax recently. I don't know if you're aware of that, but one of the first things that guy, Emmanuel Macron, did was get rid of their wealth tax because they were chasing away their most productive citizens. That is the rich.
Yep.
Remember when Gerard Depardieu left and went to Switzerland? It was a big brouhaha. So ironically, some of the socialists paragons on earth are moving away from these policies.
Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer trying to control stock buybacks on Wall Street, trying to put some sort of parameters on it from Washington, D.C. and our federal government. That's fascism. That pretty much defines what fascism is all about, and we don't want that in this republic. Tom, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.